Hello and welcome to your July Shadowscope with me, Sally Kent. I'm really looking forward to pulling some cards for you and delving into the insight and guidance of the tarot and also some archetypal decks. And I'm using my own personal deck for the Shadowscopes. I thought it would be interesting to bring in the deep, rich symbolism from the Egyptian Thoth Tarot, which has a deep and enchanting history, let's say. They always resonate with me for my own personal readings, and I thought it was about time that I share some of that deep, rich magic with you all. So without further ado, I hope you really enjoy your July Shadowscope. So let's take a look at the cards. Hello beautiful Cancer, and welcome to your July Shadowscope. So there is a lot of energy in this reading. It's like energy that's been bubbling for a while that's coming forth in July for you. Not only do we have Mercury entering Cancer in July, but we have the Sun in Cancer. So the way you're thinking and the way you're communicating can flow like water. You can be in your element this month. Happy birthday to you if you're celebrating in July, and happy birthday to you if you've already celebrated and you were a June Cancer. So let's get into the cards. We've got the Two of Wands to represent your inner and outer state. So you're at a precipice. You've got an amazing idea, a venture, a new passion, and you can see where this will take you if you pursue it and keep tending to it and rising above the challenges, so to speak, pushing yourself outside your comfort zone. You know, you can see that he's standing behind castle walls looking out, and he's just about to set out on a venture. But this is the message of the Two of Wands. We're a little bit unsure because it's a two. There's a polarity. We're like, shall I, shan't I? Or I don't know. And having the crossing card being the world, this does suggest that the world energy is kind of inhibiting the Two of Wands energy from coming forth. So what does the world energy mean? So the world energy is an end of a chapter, a completion of a long cycle, and it's similar to the Death card in a sense where it does speak of an ending, but it's not a difficult ending. Well, it doesn't have to be. This is about acknowledging your achievements, to what's got you to this point, and to celebrate the end of a cycle and fill yourself up with positive anticipation about the new cycle that is making itself known. But because it's in the crossing position, it does suggest that that energy is stirring up some tension for you. So, you know, what is it that you need to complete that is bringing that anxiety and that tension? Love is on your mind in July, and you don't have to try hard at all to receive it. It really is about you filling your own cup up, and you know this because it's in your crowning position, the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups is a powerful new beginning in love, a powerful new beginning in our emotional realm, a new chapter. You know, so the first three cards, we've got the beginning of a great adventure, the ending of a massive cycle, and the beginning of a new adventure in love and emotion and personal fulfillment. You know, we don't get the Ace of Cups lightly. You know, you've done some serious emotional work recently to get to this point of this rebirth. This could be you putting yourself first, because we've got the Six of Pentacles for your root position here, and the Six of Pentacles is about the balance of giving and receiving, being the recipient of others' generosity, but also being the person that's generous. And it's about the balance of the material life, you know, is what we're putting in being reciprocated? Are we getting out what we're putting in? It's that type of energy. So I think you've figured out, or you soon will figure out in July, that the more you give to yourself, the more others will give to you, that you don't have to perform for love, you don't have to be anybody that you're not, you just have to show up as the best version of yourself. And how do we show up as the best version of ourselves? We listen to what that is and we embody it, and we peel back that which isn't us anymore, you know. And I feel like you've been doing that because, excuse me, I hesitated before I said this because I know as a Cancerian myself, like, domestic stability through family and home life is incredibly important to us. And for the Ten of Pentacles to be in the passing position suggests that that energy isn't so important anymore. So I wanted to clarify it. So I clarified it with the Ace of Swords. And then it made sense to me. I thought, oh, okay, so you're completing a cycle at home as well then. You know, contributing to the stability of your home life and your family life has been a priority for you, and it's been such a priority that you've got to the Ten of Pentacles stage, and there's no higher stage in terms of contributing to other people's lives archetypally. So you have given so much to your family, and you've created incredibly strong foundations for children, if you have children, and, you know, for other family members, just your natural altruistic, empathetic nature, and you setting a good example about how to have emotional and physical stability. You know, you are the mother archetype of the zodiac, so it is natural for you to embody that energy, and it's not as important to you anymore because it's in the passing position. And the Ace of Swords suggests that that's because you've got a new quest, a new idea, a new vision, and a new way of thinking about your life. And it is about you having the courage to be yourself, because the Strength card is essentially about the battle of the ego. You know, the mythological stories is that he wrestled the lion with his bare hands so that he could then wear the lion's cloak as a cloak of invincibility. And it really is about overcoming those destructive elements of the psyche, so that part of ourselves that tells us that we can't do it, so we don't. You know, it really is an internal battle that could be likened to battling a lion, you know. But because the story of the archetype is that we overcome that by really addressing the animalistic drives within us. And it's interesting that the archetype card that has come out, that we'll get to later, is the animal, you know. So when we use our aggressive drives to actually serve a higher purpose and to serve our best interests, we metaphorically end up wearing the cloak of invincibility of the lion's skin, and the great, you know, what people think, what people judge us for, it just really doesn't matter. The things that used to wound our ego and evoke this ferocious reaction, whether it be anger, upset, you know, it really is, for you in July, it is about where you would have shown your teeth and your kind of snarl in terms of reactivity, that you find this regalness, this place of power, this place where you can feel that urge, but instead of wasting it in mindless pursuits, whether that be debates that you know aren't going to go anywhere, or even if it's just a to and fro in your own mind about what it is that you're doing that is bringing about this energy, I feel like you can really overcome those drives and channel them and use them towards your passions. And that is the energy of strength, is that we become more courageous, we go after the things that matter to us, and we've overcome so much within that we are able to be courageous in the pursuit of our life, you know, and the things that matter. And we we have a lot of energy, you know, and because this is the card associated with Leo, I do feel that Leo season is going to be a peak time for you in terms of you expressing this newfound confidence. And true confidence comes from within, and it is built upon that that victory of the battle of the ego. So I wish you well with it. I think you've completely got it, because you wouldn't get the Strength card if you weren't going to be successful in this. And we do have the Eight of Cups as well as the Magician and the Nine of Cups in terms of in order to usher in this newfound confidence and this energy, we do have to be incredibly truthful with ourselves about what we need to say no to. You know, I've had a couple of difficult conversations today via text and over the phone in terms of asserting some boundaries in a very kind and compassionate way, but in an immovable way, because I need to be honest, just like you do. And this is the Eight of Cups, about what it is that is missing, what it is that we need to go after. And that is, it's beautiful that we've got the Eight of Cups and then the Nine of Cups, so you can see that it is like a journey that we have to leave behind what's no longer serving us in order to get that missing cup, which is the wish fulfillment card in the Nine of Cups. You know, so victory can be yours if you're willing to continue to do the work of surrendering that which no longer serves you on an emotional level. You know, the way other people are viewing you at the moment is that you're creating immense change, and that you're getting in touch with all aspects of yourself. And this is the magic of the Magician symbolism. You can see that he's got each suit of the deck on his table. He's got the wand, the sword, the cup, the pentacle, and he's got his one hand pointing to the sky and one hand pointing to the earth. And it's so other people are viewing you connected to your spirituality as well as connected to the earth, as well as connected to all of your resources, and utilising everything in order to create something that you want. And it is related to creating your wishes and your dreams. So people around you are seeing that you're in an active pursuit of pursuing your dreams and actively creating your dreams, which is just a magical way for people to be viewing you, Cancer. Your hopes and fears, we have the Emperor and the Page of Pentacles. So, you know, you're hopeful of building something substantial in terms of business or in terms of a home. There is a want for more finances and for your finances to grow and for that stability to be really felt in terms of what it is that you're creating. You know, you want to create something tangible that is going to grow, but you don't just want to create anything. This is about creating something that really matters to you. And this is the message of the Emperor. It's like what we can create amazing structures, like really strong structures, if what we're creating is in alignment with our values and our principles. And that is the message of the Emperor. So, but for that to be in the hopes and fears part of your reading, that does suggest that you're hopeful for it, but also a bit nervous about that, you know. So the outcome, it's interesting because you're on this like quest for truth in terms of your knowledge, but quest for truth in terms of how to be your most authentic self with everybody that you deal with. But you've also got to be mindful of how much energy you've got to actually pursue these things, because, and I think this is where the Empress comes in. That's the outcome of the reading, which is, you know, it is a card associated with Cancerians because it is the mother of the tarot. And this is really a call for you to really nurture and nourish not only yourself, but your home environment and your work and your creative projects. You know, you're incredibly fertile at the moment in terms of your creativity. And if you're looking to start a family, you know, this is the Empress card, is a reminder of your ability to create things, you know. And we can create things with much more potency when we utilise the energy of the earth and of the heavens. And And when we're really nourishing ourselves, that contributes to everyone in our life. You know, we can turn up to social events or even answer the phone with more energy and with more presence and more attention. And if you're feeling like you're not getting the attention and the energy that you desire from the people around you, the quickest way to make that happen is to give yourself that love and energy that you want them to give to you, because you're literally showing them with your behaviour and your examples how to love you, but also you're showing the universe that you matter, and that by you putting yourself first, like your psychology, your nervous system, your whole being, energetic being, will be enlivened by this amazing self-loving energy, and the universe will rush in with more inspiration to nourish those projects, you know, and nourish your life and expand in a way that you dream of, you know. But there is a couple of endings here with the World and the Eight of Cups. There does have to be a surrendering of what's no longer serving you, so that you can embrace these new beginnings and really have the energy to pursue these amazing opportunities that are coming, you know, because it's only you that is standing in your way. That if you really look around and see and feel the support that you have, like just by nourishing yourself like you would before a big race or something, it's just about training yourself to get to that point of being ready. But you are being called to get ready to create amazing things. So I've pulled a Thoth tarot card, and the question I asked the deck was, what does Cancer most need to know from the depths of the shadows? So whatever is in our shadow tends to be something we're either frightened of or nervous about. It's related to low vibrational feeling frequencies, and the idea of the Shadowscope is to bring the shadow into the light with the tarot and with the archetype and the symbolism, so that you can live a more balanced and harmonious life. Because when we retrieve things from the shadow, or we become aware of what's in our shadow, then we can really integrate aspects of our psyche that have been really holding us back, and we can really live a fulfilled life. Very much the Nine of Cups energy and the Magician card. So the symbolism of the Thoth, you can see that this is fire energy that is coming from the depth of your psyche, and the Ace of Wands is an incredibly powerful card. Much like the Ace of Cups, it represents a profound new beginning and a recent ending of a chapter in terms of your passion, creativity, inspiration, and personal energy levels. So you're being called to create, Cancer. But because this has come from the shadows, it does seem that you're frightened of creating, and I totally get that. I totally get that. It is frightening to create, but it's so exhilarating also, and we get to feel what is rightly ours, being human. You know, being human is being in touch with the fire energy, the air energy, the water energy, the earth energy, you know. And maybe you're not used to being the centre of attention, you're not used to putting yourself first, maybe you're not used to paying attention to that fiery energy that is animalistic with the Strength card and the Animal archetype card. Maybe you've been using that vital life force, fiery energy on people and pursuits, where now you're realising that it's important to put that energy towards your passions and pursuits. This is electrifying energy that wants to come forth from the shadow, and for you to do more work on this if you want to. It would be good for you to kind of maybe examine and ask yourself, maybe journal about why it feels uncomfortable for you to start a chapter in terms of going after your dreams, and when did this start? you know? And is there a pattern with this? Because if you're a person that has started many things and then have found it difficult to keep the fire burning, to keep the passion going that you had at the beginning when you first had that idea and that first urgency to act and to start this amazing chapter, and you're excited, you were fired up, it's like, so why did the fire dwindle? What did you do? Or what happened that put the fire out? And there is more kind of answers that will hopefully help heal this aspect of your shadow that finds it difficult to take that initial fire energy of I've got this amazing passion, quest, energy, idea, and to keep it going, you know, and that is the quest of the Wands suit, and you've got the Two of Wands as your, you know, inner and outer position. So you're already past the Ace of Wands stage in your conscious life, but there's this calling from the depths of your psyche to really examine how you can keep the fire burning, you know, keep that passion going within you. And I do feel like it's got something to do with this strength energy of kind of overcoming this battle within, that you are good enough and that it is your right to pursue your passions and your goals. So let's look at the animal archetype cards. So much like the tarot, the archetype cards can be read in both a dark and light energy, and the idea is to bring both of the dark and light energies to our consciousness so that we can become aware of what's unconscious and integrate it and have that happy, balanced life, as I spoke about before. So the animal energy is the beast, the wild one, the she-wolf. It's very similar to the strength card. We are mammals. The hair on our chest and between our legs reminds us so. We try hard to deny our unrefined animalistic nature. Yet through this archetype, we tap into power and direction. Activating the animal within means reawakening our relationship to nature in the most broad and embodied sense. Drinking from waterfalls, roaring at the moon, opening eyes underwater, eating berries from the vine. The life force of our planet begs us to set down the devices, the constraints and the social constructs, and remember the warm blood that pulses through our veins. The animal longs for breath, food, procreation and physicality. It wants soil under our nails and starlight on our skin. If this all sounds terribly unsophisticated to you, take note that it is said that when Buddha became enlightened, he roared like a great lion. How amazing. Notice your resistance to the animal within. Where does it come from? What has it kept you from doing, wild one? The animal demands we get comfortable in our own skin. The minute you accept, express and celebrate the physical body, you tap into animal energy. So when this energy is light, you would experience this as vital, elemental, alive and like dancing energy. And when it's dark, you may feel like savagery and pent-up emotion and lashing out. So you can understand that if you're feeling like that savagey, pent-up emotion, lashing out, that by seeking out dancing, seeking out vital, elemental, alive aspects, reconnecting with nature will help you bring forth these emotions and remind you of this amazing power that you have within you. You know, and I feel like the animal archetype is so similar to the strength card of the tarot symbolism, but also of the Ace of Wands and also of the Magician and the Two of Wands. This is about you going forth in July, believing in yourself more than anyone. You know, if you've got children, speak to yourself as you would big up your child or your children, you know, like literally cheer yourself on, because that's one of the ways we can keep that momentum going. You know, an animal doesn't doubt itself or wonder how it looks in the mirror or how it's being perceived. It just gets on and, you know, owns that part of its life, you know, and I feel like that's what's being called of us, is to really put an end to the exhausting energies that aren't serving us and really put that energy and attention to pursuing your passions and welcoming in these new chapters that you deserve. So Cancer, I really hope you enjoyed that and got some insight from it. If it resonated with you, I would love to hear what jumped out and what it is that really clicked for you. Obviously it was just a general, so if you want something more specific, feel free to get in touch, but I really hope there was something or multiple things in this reading that have helped you. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in August. Bye for now.